So the function would look like this. You have the first variable center, second variable wrapper, and we just need to use the combine function C to combine wrapper, center, wrapper, and return the result. So we can test that, run that to load the fence function, set the two variable, and run the fence function. You can see this is exactly like what we are expected. Asterisk were programmed for people, not computer. Asterisk. You can see the result of this function in the Etherpad. So an important thing when writing function is that you have to ensure that the function works. Because basically when you write a function and you are reusing the function, you are assuming that everything within the function should be working as intended. For example, in this case, we have the Fahrenheit to Celsius, and we can test it simply by putting in 32 and to observe that the output is 0. Which for one particular test case, this seems to be correct. So let's look at the different function. Let's say I want to write a function that want to that scale the specific data set around a certain value, adjusting the mean of that function. So let's say center equal function data desired. Let's say I have a function called data that had a certain mean, but I want the mean of the function, I want the outcome of function center to change the mean to the desired value that I have. New data equal to data. What is an alternative name for this? Anyone know? Sorry? Normalization process. So let's test that. Let's say I have z equal to 0, 0, 0, 0. If I run center z3, so 3, 3, 3, 3, it seems to be correct. So let's check for that. Assuming that you still have the data file, let's say typo. Mean it's 0. Max is 3. Say I want to do center equal to center dot 4. I want to center the average of this data set around 0. So running that, and if I do mean of centered, max of centered, so you can see that the difference between the min max of my original data and the min max of my new normalized data set are roughly the same. So that is one way to ease the mind, thinking that the function is correct. We can also looking at additional statistic parameter in order to ensure that. So let's say I want to look at standard deviation of SD of that for is 106 and SD of center at this point. Can I say that these two data sets are similar yet? The answer is maybe, because you can see that R cut off the decimal place up until here. It is possible that it is similar up to this value and then it is different. A way to test that is to go ahead and take these two values and subtract one another. So the subtraction is equal to 0, 0. That means these two values are exactly the same. So here's the next one thing to keep in mind is when you're writing function, make sure to start putting in comment to tell people what the function do, and within R, the pound sign representing that this line is a command. Obtaining the original data centered around the desired. So I want to have a new line here. So if I run that, it just basically it prints out a comment and nothing happened. So the next challenge is slightly more complex. Let me copy that over to the Etherpad, saying it might be difficult to look at it here. So this challenge has multiple parts. So for the first part, write a function called analyze that takes a file name as an argument and display the three graphs produced in the previous lesson. So basically the average, mean, and max inflammation over time. So if you call the function called analyze data slash inflammation dash 01.csv, they should produce the graph already shown. And if you run data inflammation dash 02, it will produce the graph for the second data set. And make sure to document your functions. So that was the first task. For the second head, this is a minus. Go ahead and do the first test. I'll edit the text for the second test, and I'll talk about that. So the second function is to write a function called rescale that takes a vector as an input and return a corresponding vector of value scaled lying in the rank of 0 to 1. So this is how you calculate the new value for each individual element. So again, put up a green sticky note when you are done, and you can go ahead and put your solution into the Etherpad.